Yay, squirrel!
I really wanted a way to keep the shop air a little bit cleaner. It's also hard to talk to you. I feel like I'm screaming and I can't breathe. Now there are lots of options.
Now one of the more popular options out there for doing air filtration on the cheap is to grab yourself one of these box fans and just strap some air filters to it. Let me show you the ways I found. The bungee cord. The quick tape job. The fancy tape job. The overthought, over-engineered, and too much nonsense job. I went online, looked around. Amazon, of course, is my main place to go, and I found a couple different options. There are the expensive ones. You can get a Wen or a Shot Fox. Those are kind of expensive. Those are $300–400. You can go a little bit cheaper, like a Schmarber Fate, but the problem I was having was they all use a custom filter. So I didn't want to buy an expensive shop air filtration system and then have to continue to spend $20 on brand new filters all the time. I went online and did find some mega cheap Fireplace blowers though. I guess these are little blowers you install inside of the back of your fireplace. These are under 20 bucks because they're cheap China junk. China. But I'm not beneath that, so I bought one. Don't judge me. Now it's time to make a box. Now that my box is built, it's time to make all the pieces work together. First, I slightly modified the blower. I had to reverse how it was mounted in order to make room for it to slot into the wood. So I unscrewed it, turned it around, and lo and behold, it still worked. Way easier than I expected. Then I had to cut out the slot for the exhaust side of the blower. Nothing a jigsaw can't fix, so I hacked that out like an amateur, mounted it with a few screws, and moved on. Next up, I mounted the hole for the electrical box in the back. This would be one of those rare situations when I actually use the oscillating tool that I bought forever ago and never actually use. A quick spin around the block with the router gave me the exact size I needed to get the filter to fit in there. I ended up gluing a few offcuts of plywood onto the inside to make the furnace filter sit exactly where I wanted it to sit flush. Finally, I gave the whole thing a quick sand, a cheap coat of paint, wired it up, and then got ready for blowy goodness. I tried to make it just the right size so it fit in between these rafters that I have in my shop. This keeps it up and out of my way, not on the floor, and it's right over my workspace, so it should be the cleanest spot in the shop. I was in a big hurry to get this done this week, so I might do some upgrades to it later on. I want to put a nicer filter in there. The ones I was using are just like $3 filters. In the future, I'd like to buy the more expensive filters. The ones that I got initially are mostly for mock-up and just the initial purge of all the nonsense air inside of my shop. From what I've been reading, if you buy a better filter, you'll not only filter out sawdust, but you can filter out dander and any of the crap that's in the air and diabetes. I'm gonna upgrade eventually to that, I think, because I like my toes. Sorry about the sound this week. I'm using a shotgun mic instead of a mic on my face, so it probably doesn't sound as good. Don't forget, I also am on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, I can't stand it, and I'm also on Facebook if you're one of the olds, so you can follow me there. Done.